A warm welcome on to the program. Welcome back to the program. It's still the conversation here on Lagos Television. Of course, today we're taking a look at growing a family through surrogacy. And before we went on that break, we did say that gone were those days that it was probably a taboo to even mention the name surrogate or surrogacy in a climate such as ours here in Nigeria. But it is gradually becoming a norm, and people now know that, you know, if they have issues, there are ways they can find help, either through being a surrogate themselves or by getting someone to be their own surrogate for this particular issue. So we have a guest in the house this morning. Of course, she runs an agency, but she'll be taking us through what exactly surrogacy is all about. Are there legal implications in these matters? And of course, if there are, how best can you get out of the situation? Join us this morning as we welcome Olarunke Thaddeus. She is the founder, Meet Surrogate Mothers Agency. Thank you for being here, Olarunke.
Thank you.
I called you Ronnie, so I probably would. All right, so thank you for being here. Let's, because some of our viewers are probably just wondering, surrogacy in Nigeria, in Lagos, has it become that popular?
Very, very. Surrogacy is very popular now compared to 10 years ago when I started my agency.
Okay.
Presently, at the moment, it has become a norm.
A norm.
Yes.
A lot of people.
A lot of people have warmed up to surrogacy now.
Right.
Okay.
Are there types of surrogacy?
Of course, yes. There are types of surrogacy. Okay. So let me probably
just talk about right.
what surrogacy is. Okay, so surrogacy is when another woman helps you to carry your pregnancy. Okay, so I'm saying your pregnancy. So that's the pregnancy.
So it is yours.
Yes,
but someone else is helping
you to carry it. In my agency, we practice gestational surrogacy. Okay, this implies that the surrogate mother is not genetically related to the baby she's carrying. Okay. Okay, so the intending mother's egg and the intending father's sperm are fertilized in the IVF lab, and the embryos are generated, and these embryos are transferred into the surrogate mother to carry. So this is called gestational surrogacy, and this is what we practice in my agency.
So that's basically what you do, and so that means that way the surrogate mother has no link at all to that child. At all. You're just helping house that child until that child is born. Adwola.
Okay, take us through the legal process of what surrogacy is all about. And there is this myth, I was telling Abimbola before you came into the studio, that people have this belief that, okay, because somebody else helped you to carry your own baby, there's no bond. No. There's no blood relationship. It's a myth, anyway.
I don't see it that way. Okay. And a lot of my mothers, through surrogacy, I can tell you that it's instant bonding for them. The moment they see their baby, if you see it, the emotions that goes into it, you know, the joy is it's just all over places. Okay, so it's instant bonding. This is a baby they've yearned for. They've been waiting for this baby's arrival for a period of time, and you know, the baby finally is here. So they've probably they have imagined how the baby will look like. So I can tell you that it's instant bonding immediately. Okay, and the
legal process.
The legal process. If you want to embark on surrogacy, I would say there should be a contract in place. Okay, first thing first is to do your surrogacy in a registered with a registered agency, legalized hospital, approved hospital. Yeah. If you're doing with an agency, for instance, one head you're going to have is, if the agency is a limited liability company, which my agency is, Meet Surrogate Mothers, that means we can sue and we can be sued.
Right.
Okay, so that means that once you sign a contract with us, being a surrogate mother or being an intending parent, we can both sue each other.
One another. If you breach.
If there is a breach of contract. So that is very important when you want to embark on surrogacy journey, who is your agency? Is it a registered company? Is it a limited liability company? If anything goes wrong, can they be held accountable? Yes. So these are the first things you want to actually look out for when you want to choose your agency to work with.
Okay. So Ademipe has a question.
How do you get the mother, the woman that will carry the baby? Does your agency source for the women, or the intending parents, bring in this women?
Okay. My agency actually helps to source for these women.
Okay.
And if you want to ask how we get them,
right.
If you probably take it all to my office, you will see this lady walking in by themselves.
They walk in by themselves?
Voluntarily, yes.
Is there an age range?
Yes, we take between age of 25 to 38.
Okay.
And they are mothers. They have given birth to their own children. In fact, it's one of our major criteria to select a surrogate mother.
Right. So, you must have, Ajibola, sorry, you must have been a mother yourself before you can help someone else carry, a pregnancy to term.
Yeah, because I do say you don't give what you don't have.
Yeah, exactly. So you must have gone through that process.
Yes, and to really help them to be emotionally balanced as well. When you don't have your child and you want to help someone, and at the end of the day give that child, it can mess up with someone's psyche. So it's usually very good that a surrogate mother has given birth to her own children. And the truth also is that a lot of things can happen in pregnancy. Okay, I'm very sure you probably have heard of so many stories of women that carry their pregnancy themselves and lost their womb in the process. Okay, so this is one of the reasons why we insist that yes, you would have given birth to all your children before you can be a surrogate mother.
Before you can carry someone else's.
Okay,
go ahead.
Have you had instances whereby, the surrogate mother lost the pregnancy? Does she still get paid? Have you had instances whereby one of them just come and start being dramatic, that, you must pay me at all costs, even if I've lost the pregnancy?
Okay, so in the contract, our contract actually stipulates what happens, in matters of miscarriage, for instance. Okay, miscarriage can happen to anyone in pregnancy, be it surrogate mother or intending parent. Actually, I've had a lot of intending parent that even the reason why they're doing surrogacy is because of several miscarriages. Okay, so it can happen. Our contracts are quite cleared on miscarriage issues. Okay. If it is less than a certain week, a surrogate mother is not getting paid because we pay them monthly in the first place. Okay. Yeah. So intending parents also, for instance, if the pregnancy has gotten to 28 weeks, yes, they would have to pay every fee, and we would have to pay all our surrogate mother as well. Because by WHO standard, any baby born after 28 weeks should actually survive. So that is all stated out in our contract. Yeah.
Have you had people who walked into your agency, but after reading the contract, they pulled out?
Intending parents?
No, surrogate mothers who had thought, okay, it's probably just going to be a piecemeal, but I haven't gone through the contracts. They looked at it and they decided that, you know what, I'm not sure I can go through with this.
Of course, a surrogate mother can decide to pull out. She needs to be cleared about all the terms and conditions before she signs. Okay. I still have quite a few of them that even after, commence, they will still change their mind, and, it's all good. You can't force anyone
to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any of your clients share with you some of the challenges or opposition that they face when they want to embark on this journey as couples? Maybe from their family members or pressure from the society?
Well, societal pressure has
Because
always
you must
been,
engage them before they
has
embark on the
always
journey.
been, of course, has always been an issue. Yes, I find some that would not mind telling everyone that yeah, this is the way. I'm doing surrogacy, or I've had my baby through surrogacy. But you still find some women that are not comfortable with that arrangement and would probably want to keep that secret and to themselves, and probably travel during the program and through the period of the surrogacy.
Okay, and then return when the baby is born.
Yes.
Okay, I have another question, but Adimingpe has a comment.
Talking about surrogacy, what if one of the parents, let's say the woman cannot produce eggs, but the man can, give out his sperm to the surrogate mother? Can that still be called surrogacy? Or if the woman has the eggs, but the man, cannot produce enough sperm, can that still be called surrogacy?
Okay, so at instances where the intending mother or intending father cannot produce either eggs or sperm, then we'll bring in a third party known as donor. Okay, at no point in time we ensure that our surrogate mothers are not genetically related to the baby. So we cannot use the surrogate mother's egg, for instance, because if we do, that technically means is a baby.
Right,
do you understand?
and she can
so yes, so we will bring in another third party egg donor, who they're younger females, and they will be they normally come and donate their eggs willingly as well. Okay, so for every woman, we usually get to that point in our life where we will run out of eggs, and if we have gotten to that age and we've not had our babies, then we will definitely need another younger women younger females to get us eggs, to donate eggs for us. Yeah.
So, riding on Adibingpe's question and then your response. Now, let's look at those two scenarios. When you contract a surrogate mother and the intending parent, do they ever meet? Do they have rapport while the pregnancy is going on? Do they meet themselves? Are they part of the pregnancy, the process?
Okay. At my agency, for instance, we practice anonymous surrogacy. This implies that your identity is protected from the surrogate mother.
Okay, so the identity of the...
Both of them.
Both? Yes, they don't know themselves?
They don't know themselves. So we are in between both of them, okay? And I think this is safer, and it gives everybody peace of mind.
Okay, because so that in case you change your mind, you don't go and fight somebody. You don't know who you're fighting.
One woman actually called me some time ago from Port Harcourt and said she's about relocating from Port Harcourt because she did surrogacy in Port Harcourt. The hospital insisted that they both met, and they actually met. And after this surrogate has given birth, she started, disturbing her, demanding for money. So she was about relocating from Port Harcourt because of that experience.
Wow. Okay,
and also even with the agency, sometimes we find the surrogate mother, they come back as well. I've shared this story on my page about a surrogate mother that gave birth 2 years ago and decided to use human rights to
threaten your agency.
Yes.
Why?
And she said, because usually we normally do ECOWAS passports for our surrogate mother as a recognized means of ID. So she probably thought we were sending her abroad. So she was like, they said they would send me abroad. I said, go and read your contract.
Oh my! So I mean, do you also give them their contract to probably also share with a lawyer before they sign, so that they totally understand the nitty-gritty of what they are signing?
Yes, so there is intending parents lawyer, there is surrogate mother's lawyer. So everybody would take their contracts to their lawyer.
Lawyers.
Yes.
Okay.
Even for the intending parents, if they have consigns on their contract, we still sit down and look at it and amend. I do say our contract, for instance, has been built over the years based on suggestion, correction. Can we do this.
Tweak
And, you know,
this.
and when I look at it, I see that, oh, yeah, it makes sense. So we've built the contract over the years. It has, you know, become something very robust now because of that. Okay, so contracts usually are meant to be read by lawyers. So as a surrogate mother, once you get your contract, go give it to your lawyer to help you to read. As an intended parent, same thing, you do that.
You do that.
Okay, is it strictly, okay, like your agency now, do you strictly get the surrogate mothers for your clients, or they can also bring their own surrogate mother as well?
I am just of the opinion that when you want to do surrogacy, you do it anonymously. Even if you're using family, sometimes it comes with a lot of headache.
Right.
Yeah, so if you want to bring in your surrogate mother, it's your call, it's your choice. I'll probably just advise you, guide you through legally on what to do. Yes.
So because you've done this for, close to 10 years or over 10 years, in your own experience, you think that is best that, you know, it's anonymous so that there is no attachments, there are no headaches.
Yes.
And everybody, you get your baby and you go. Because that baby is actually yours, but someone else has helped you to carry that baby to term. So Adebimpe asked the question, that would be part 2 of the question I was going to ask you again. For those who use donor eggs, either donor egg or donor sperm, are they also done unanimously, or you're allowed to know who is donating?
Okay. Egg donation, unfortunately, in these parts of the world is still done anonymously.
Okay.
Yes. So
it's best everybody. We go our separate
Okay.
ways.
I'm sure some of our viewers would like to know, they might be interested, and they will, of course, like to know the cost implication. Is it affordable?
Surrogacy is expensive everywhere in the world. Okay. It's even more affordable in Nigeria, I can tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, well, I know you don't want to put an exact figure. That's fine. But just like you said, it is not cheap. So it is something that is expensive. But can people space the payment? Is it something that you need to sell a house to afford, or something that, you know, you can actually, you know, pay? Since you also pay your surrogate mothers monthly, can people also space the payment?
Of course, why not? We do a lot of installment payments. You can do that. Okay. And everything in this life, even if you want to buy a car, you plan towards it.
Right.
So with proper planning, then you know you can actually do this.
Or is it what the common man can afford?
It depends on how
on who the common man is. So you did say that, you know, it's probably cheaper in Nigeria, meaning that you do have clients from outside Nigeria who also come in here and plan to, you know, stay with your agency to get this done over 9 months or however. So it's possible people can actually plan that as well, come outside the shores of Nigeria?
We have a lot of intended parents from abroad. These are Nigeria residing outside. So they prefer, they definitely prefer to come back home to do this, because some of them will crack a joke and say, I don't want them to use Oyibo egg for me.
Okay, but some of these surrogate mothers, where do they stay during this process? And do they stay within your agency premises, or you go to their homes to monitor them?
Okay, so in terms of management, what we do differently at Meet Surrogate Mother is, you know, starting from when embryos are transferred into them, we want to manage that process, because the first 2 weeks is very, very important. Key. She must not have sex so that we don't have a DNA issue at hand. Okay? So all our surrogate mother understand that, yeah, that first 2 weeks is very important to the program. Okay? So once pregnancy is confirmed, then we can move them to their home place, and you know, so that they can have all their privacy and do whatever they want to do by themselves, but still under monitor anyway, because they will need to be reporting to the hospital for antenatals and
so who takes care of their antenatal process? You also take it. So that's all included, in the bill. Okay, so we've heard stories, you know, Nigeria is a very unique place. You've heard stories about people who've had you know, who are surrogate mothers, but probably did it on paddy level, didn't go through an agency or didn't sign a contract, and at the end of the day, you hear things like, I think Adebingwe was trying to share a story where a particular surrogate mother was left to herself. She was abandoned. The child was not taken over by the intending parents, and at the end of the day, it looked like, you know, she had just wasted her time, and she also had another mouth to cater to that she didn't plan for.
It's not her child.
Well,
she only carried the baby.
She only carried the baby, and so she's left with such a responsibility. So I know you mentioned that earlier, but can you please stress it? If you are going into this, you know, either as a favor or, you know, as a paying job, what are some of those things that you must never do?
Okay. If you probably want to be a surrogate mother for a family member, for instance, or you want to use a family member as a surrogate mother, first thing you must do, let me say,
you must do
is to have a contract. Don't do paddy with surrogacy. And your contract must stipulate everything. All the compensation plan they've already told you about, or everything must be well stated in the contract.
Okay.
A lot of these stories we read all about are such that there are no contracts in place. And because of that, the intending parents or the surrogate mother might probably just do whatever they like.
Right.
You know, so I mean, in a situation like the one you've painted, instead of being confronted with a baby, she can probably go to motherless baby home
and hand the baby
over the baby there. Yeah.
But sorry, Ajibola, a follow-up to that will be there are times that you meet people who are not lettered, who are not read. They don't understand biro and paper. They cannot understand the contract. In such a situation, have you been faced with such a situation where stark illiterate? They don't even understand. How do you make them understand what they are about to go into so that one will also avoid some form of litigation?
My surrogates must have minimum of
school certs.
Okay. So because you must be able to read, because the process of womb preparation, for instance, takes a lot of understanding.
Okay.
She needs to take drugs, and she needs to know when to take the drug. I don't think I would want to work with anyone that is not educated.
Lettered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aside from what Abimbola just mentioned now, what are the other challenges of surrogacy in Nigeria? And have you had instances wherein when a surrogate mother is coming, she's accompanied by her husband to also get his own bike? Because if you are a woman under a man's
That's
roof,
true. You must get consent. So what happens?
Okay, so every agency has their own policy.
Okay.
At my agency, for instance, my policy only makes use of single women. Yes,
okay.
Because when you do married, that means that the baby technically belongs to the man. The man also needs to relinquish the rights. You know. So I don't want all that complication.
Right.
Yeah. So
it's
just
well stated out. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So what are the other challenges that you have faced in this line of business?
Well, of course, the only challenge that is there is the challenge that is there for every pregnant woman. Okay. Pregnancy comes with its own complications sometimes. So we need to keep, we need to really monitor and manage the process very well for the programs to go well. Sometimes a lot of intending parents would ask, can I take my surrogate mother to another hospital to manage? And my answer has always been no. Because I want the surrogate mother to be in the facility where I know they have everything medically possible to help the surrogate mother, to help the baby if need be. If
there are complications, perhaps. All right. Again, I know at the beginning you did mention that, I mean, your own gestational, you're only helping someone else carry a baby. Do we also have issues where after giving birth to that child, the surrogacy feels I have a right to breastfeed or I have a right to bond with that child?
No. At the beginning of the journey, what we do is to sensitize the surrogate mother, so she knows. A lot of them, in fact, before they get to us, they understand what they are coming for. Yes, right. So they understand it. So they all are not looking forward to carrying anybody or go with anybody's baby. Okay. Don't forget that they are mothers. They have their kids. And a lot of times they are doing this to help their family, support themselves, you know. So they are not looking forward to run away with the baby or bond with the baby. No, they just know, they know from the start that this is just purely contracts. It's contractual.
Including the breastfeeding?
Internally, parents can breastfeed, okay? The fact that you don't carry your baby...
You can still lactate?
You can lactate. Yeah, we have our department also that handles that, puts our internal mother through that process to be able to lactate and breastfeed their baby.
Oh, okay. Because I've always thought that you can only lactate when you've been pregnant. So perhaps, again, that's another technique that maybe we would find another topic, around. But very quickly, part of the contracts, do they also stipulate whether there could also be a C-section?
Of course. Of course, everything in pregnancy, you cannot tell how a particular pregnancy will
turn out, right.
So you need to be open to everything. A surrogate mother, you cannot tell me, for instance, sorry, you don't want to take blood. No, you can't be my surrogate mother. Okay. You must be open to everything.
All options.
Because, yes, I need to, if need be that I need to save you, yes, we will try all our best to save you. We'll try all our best to save the baby. Okay. So if you're saying, oh, for instance, I don't want to do CS, no, it can't work.
It won't work. It won't work. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, but do we have an effective legal framework backing this up in the country?
Presently, there is no law for or against surrogacy in Nigeria, but IVF practice is being regulated by Ministry of Health, and surrogacy is under IVF practice. Okay.
So. Okay. Right.
So it's still covered.
It's still covered. So can a surrogate also carry multiple pregnancy?
Definitely.
That's allowed.
Yes.
Okay, that's allowed. So at what point is there a dissolution between between the partnership between the surrogate mother and the child when they're born?
Right after birth.
Right after birth.
Yes, immediately after birth.
So there's no connection at all.
No connection.
Your contract is done.
It's done. It's done as per carrying pregnancy, and then but as per
taking care of
and then the surrogate mother recovering is not done, because we still hold them. That
service at least,
yes, until 6 months after.
6 months after. Adebinkpe, you have a question? I'm sure you threw it at me.
Yes, I'm just wondering about the surrogate mothers, mental health. Does your agency offer some kind of counseling, to these surrogate mothers?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
From time to time.
From time to time.
From time to time, we do.
Okay.
Even after birth, we do.
Even after birth,
yes.
Okay. Yeah, you did say earlier that sometimes you get male to donate sperm. Am I right? Do you also pay them?
Of course. Yeah, it's not a payment thing.
I'm not planning to donate.
You want to donate?
It's not a payment thing. You see, this is just, a compensation. Okay. Nobody can actually pay
you
for what you have donated.
Yes. So it's just a compensation. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this. Yeah.
But is this common? Do people know that, especially, the male and the female, do they know that they can actually donate, be a donor, an anonymous donor, without necessarily, because again, some people will think, oh, if I'm donating, you can't compensate me, you need to pay me. I mean, I'm coming to give you a child, quote and unquote. But people, have we gotten to that level in Nigeria where you know that, okay, you can actually donate your sperm or your egg on a free will basis?
Of course, we've gotten there.
Okay.
We've gotten there. Almost all the IVF hospital would, they will have walk-in.
Okay, walk-in donors.
Non-commercial.
No, yeah, they have walk-in donors.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've gotten there already.
All right, maybe in that same vein, let's also quickly talk about those who would also like to freeze their eggs for future purposes. Like you did say, at some point in time as a woman, you will lose, viable eggs, and you might not be able to produce eggs again. So at what year, as a female, can you decide that, maybe I could freeze my eggs for
Okay.
Whatever purpose.
Whatever
purpose.
Yeah, between the age of 30 to 35.
30
Yes,
to
30 to
35.
35.
So
If you-
usually after 35?
35 to 40, the rate of decline, has started, and, is best done between the age of 30 to 35.
35.
Yeah.
Okay. So for parents who have challenges, either losing, miscarrying, or not having their own children, and you're not looking forward to either surrogacy or IVF, what's your charge to them this morning? Because again, considering the fact that it is not cheap, but it can be planned towards. So what will be your charge this morning? Because again, you said we have come to that level where it is now, we're now embracing other forms of artificial means of having children. So what will be your charge this morning? Like I always say, except if you don't want to have a child now. It's so easy for parents to actually have children. So what will be your charge this morning?
Oh, my charge would definitely be that you should not waste time.
Okay.
Reproductive clock ticks very fast on women.
Right.
Okay, so you do what you need to do, what you have to do, you do it on time, and move past this cycling. Okay, some women, they've had a lot of miscarriages, for instance, and, they still want to try.
Right.
No crime about that. But you can actually have it at the back of your mind to have a plan B, okay? Why still trying, still do something else, okay? So a lot of women are waiting for so long. I've had a lot of interim parents that have waited 16 years, 20 years, and by the time their babies are born, I see they're happy, they're excited, no doubt, but
age
they usually,
The number of years that they have lost.
they will say, if I had known, I would have done this way earlier. So you don't need to wait until that time, for that long period before you take some certain decision.
Right.
Okay, so science is so kind to us now, and having done this business for a couple of years, how do you feel saying that you are taking the stress of couples away? The stress of not having babies?
Oh, it's a whole lot of work, I can tell you that for sure. But I'm happy I'm doing this for my women. I'm happy I'm doing this to help growing families. I'm happy that women can actually look forward to coming to my agency because they trust the process.
Right.
Okay. So it's a stressful job, no doubt about that. But the end result makes me usually very happy.
And it's paying the bills.
Yeah. Of course, there's everybody. You're earning. Do you understand?
Right.
So there's no crime if you work and I have a lot of staff.
Right.
And
so you pay the bills.
they are on top of
their game.
Yes, managing the surrogate mother from time to time on a daily basis. Some are doing management 3 times on a daily basis.
Wow.
For the surrogate mother. So it's not
a whole lot of
it's a whole lot of work. Yeah.
All right. As we allow you go this morning, how many times can one be a surrogate mother?
Maximum 2 times.
Maximum 2 times.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I would have to leave this conversation here this morning. I'm sure that you've learned 1 or 2 things, of course, and you can find her agency on all social media platforms. I'm sure that, of course, she's there. Thank you so much, Olarinke Thaddeus, founder Meet Surrogate Mothers Agency, for finding time to be here on the program today.
Thank you,
We
Mark.
appreciate you. All right. We'll take a quick break. When the conversation returns, I'm going to throw Ajibola to that side. That's your punishment for this morning. I'm going to throw Ajibola to that side. So Ajibola and Adebimpe will be back on The Conversation Lagos.
I hope you will not put any headgear on my head.